Hey Matt, how's it going, man? I'm trying to stay warm. We got about between 6 and 8 inches of snow last night. Welcome in, so young. Thank you for joining. I did a little remodeling on my layout. I moved the Gamer of Thrones from there, and I brought it over here. Yeah, we're supposed to get by. They're calling by next Thursday. We're supposed to get up to around about 5. So between 4 and 5 feet. Yes, feet. It's snowing outside right now. It's blowing terrible. It is. Unfortunately it's normal for up here though. I got my John Deere 1025R out and actually got to use that again today. It's been a couple weeks since I've used it, so. But yeah, we're getting hit quite well. There was a 10-hour delay going over the Mackinac Bridge the other day. 10-hour delay. So that's how bad the weather gets up here in northern Michigan and even up in the UP area. I mean, UP of course gets hit worse. Oh, is it? What, your mower kind of died or something? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Of course, my recommendation would be to get a John Deere. Oh no. I had a Craftsman that did that to me. I had an older Craftsman. When I bought the house, the guy just left it here. Had a buddy come help me try to fix it up and everything. We got it running for a little while. And then next thing I know, I went to go start it up and the engine just went poof. So, yeah. Freaking, we're supposed to get 45-mile-an-hour gusts tonight too. Last night they got up to like 30, 35. Mr. J didn't have school today. Oh, thank you, sir. Seriously, I'm gonna be honest, I really didn't want to go live tonight. I'm still, right now, my depression, my anxiety is really kicking in, and I like to kind of back into a hole, you know what I mean? Mr. J's doing good. He didn't go to school today because of the weather. They canceled all the school and everything. He's doing good. He's been sitting at home watching movies all day. But, you know, I wanted to come live and, just do what I do. Yeah, it's no fun. I mean, I get stuck in my own head, and all I want to do is just nothing. I want to lock myself in a room and just sit there, you know. Molly grubs? I don't understand that term, Matt. Excuse me. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I hate it. You know, I'm at the point right now. I want all this snow gone. I want to start working on the backyard railroad, my yard, just be out in the fresh air. I'm not one for indoors all the time. You know, I like to be out doing things. Just in the wintertime, it gets harder as I'm getting older because my Ronaldo's kicking in. And my fingers go white, my toes will go white, and then I gotta warm up, and so yeah, it's kind of a catch-22 living up here. So how's the weather been down there for you? Oh, wow. Well, you stay safe and warm, man. Oh, wow. Yeah. That'll be nice. Right now we have a winter weather advisory going through Monday afternoon. Thank you. Yeah, I moved the Gamer of Thrones from that siding because that's where I'm going to put the Union Station that I'm going to get from Menards. And then down there where those cars are, that's where the police station or hotel's going. And then right here, that's where either the police station or hotel's going. I don't know. I haven't really figured out which one's going where. And then I had to take all that snow off. Because if you see all those vehicles over there, there's three cars over there that have the white fluff stuck in the wheels. So instead of dealing with that white fluff anymore, I just took it off. I'm tired of it. I need to go out and get some white material or something like I have on the other table. But now I got to go through and cut out all the white stuff and all that damn fake snow. I got to get that out of the wheels. Because when I had the Pennsylvania Railroad, the GP9 here, I was giving it more power than I think I was, I should have. I'm just like, that's not right. Well, after the live stream and stuff, I was looking at the cars, and there was those 3 over there, and then there's 2 other ones that I have put away right now. So 5 total that got that white fake snow crap in the wheels, and it locked them right up. So it was basically the Locomotive was dragging 5 cars. So yeah, I was not happy about that. So I took it right off the layout. As you can see, it's all gone. I thought it was gonna work, but no, it was just no. Even if I would have put down ballast and everything, I don't think it would have mattered. So right, I know. I am hopefully, I'm hoping by this fall I'll be able to go out and get me a bigger transformer, like maybe a Lionel 275 or something, and or maybe even that new one they come out with that's $1,000. I don't know. Yes, I definitely need more power on this layout though. Especially if I'm going to add one more level to this layout for the trolley. Excuse me, I apologize. This freaking weather is really hell on my sinuses. So when I cough, I apologize. It's just my sinuses draining. I can't take any more medicine for the day. But we had some nice weather, and it's all the way back to cold, and it's screwing my dang sinuses. I'm getting tired of this. I'm about to email Mother Nature and tell her to get her crap in a, her poop in a group, because I'm getting tired of this. I want my spring. I want my all this snow gone, so I can start working on that backyard railroad, amongst other things. Right. Like Walter said from Jeff Dunham, "Be gone, Satan." Yeah, I watched that the other night. I wish I could show you guys outside how much more we've got, but I have no lights out there. Well, I have a back porch light and I have a sensor light, but you can see more with the sensor light on than the back porch light. But yeah, I know, right? So I was gonna do a video earlier when I was out snow pushing, because it was coming down. It was actually like ice snow, and when I got done, my Carhartt jacket was frozen solid. Every time I moved it, you could hear the crunches and everything. It's just freaking crazy. Oh yeah, it was terrible. And all that snow we got was wet, heavy stuff. I mean, it was just insane to push around. I mean, yeah, I got a decent sized tractor, but it's not that big. I mean, it's only 25 horse diesel, lifting capacity 1,000 pounds. I mean, you know, it's not that big of a tractor, but it sure gets pushed through it. I'm actually glad my 310 broke down this year, because we've had a lot of heavy snowfall this year, a lot of heavy wet snowfall, and snowblowers don't like it because it compacts too much. And it gets stuck in the blower all the time. Oh. So I'm actually glad my snowblower took a crap. You know, it went kaput. I just got to go out and get a new main central gearbox for it, which through John Deere is going to cost me about $700. Which, I mean, I've had the tractor 13 years. I've had the snowblower 12 years. So might as well keep maintenance into it, keep it going longer. Take breaks on what? Oh, dude, once I get going, I go. There's no stopping. I am like the Energizer freaking bunny. Once I start working, once I start getting things done, that's it. I don't want to stop. I can't stop. I need to go. That's my dad and my grandfather, you know, and me. Oh no! I don't shovel. I actually don't shovel any snow except for at my backyard, which is I maybe shovel 6 inches, and then if I do my front porch, it's probably about another foot, probably a foot. So it's not bad when I shovel the snow, or because I don't have much. But being on that tractor, my biggest thing is my hands go cold because I can't. I'm sorry, but they don't make gloves out there that actually freaking work. You know, that actually can withstand the cold temperatures, in my opinion, because I haven't found any. But I also can't pay, you know, the $200-300 a pair. So, but it's just it's my hands that go cold and numb more quicker because of my Reynolds. So that's the only thing I worry about when I go out in the snow and everything, is just my hands, my fingers, and then my toes going cold. Because if I start feeling the prickly sensation of numbness, I have to get in and start warming up my hands, because if not, it'll travel as far as it wants. So it'll just turns my body to ice cold. Excuse me, sorry. Yeah, I don't shovel much snow anymore. I did with the 310, but now that I got this 1025, this is the first year that I barely had to shovel any snow, and I love it. All right. I don't know. I don't know. I was just gonna kind of play it by ear and just see how things are going. I know here in probably about 20 minutes I gotta go inside and put Mr. J to bed. Excuse me, sorry. Dang sinuses, oh my god. Killing me. But I was thinking maybe a couple hours, 2 to 3 hours tonight, because I wasn't on last night, so I'm gonna try to make up for that. So, you know, yeah, I definitely want to say thank you for everything, Matt. You're a really good guy. You really are. You're definitely the best subscriber I have. I got to say that you are. You're definitely one that fully interacts and is in on it. Definitely. I mean, you're amazing, man. I appreciate you. I'm going to turn the camera around real quick. I don't know if you can see this, but I got, this is kind of the snow. See how big those piles are? And I just did those today. So, sorry about that, guys. I was just showing how much snow we've gotten in the last couple days. Yeah, we're supposed to, like I said, we're supposed to get about another 6 to 8 inches tonight. And then the winter weather advisory goes through Monday, and they're calling from tomorrow night to Monday. We're supposed to get about 2.5 to 3 feet just in the weekend. I got my heaters ready. I got my fireplace ready. I got spare water bottles ready. So if the power goes out, I'm good. So gotta be prepared when living in places like this, or even in the summer, in the hot places. You still gotta be prepared. So yeah, it's crazy, man. I mean, I went out for the first time in about 2.5 weeks. I went out the other day because I had to go get propane for the propane heater we have for inside the house. And then I had to get a couple jugs of water because I had to throw a couple of our old jugs out because they just had holes, they were worn out. Well, they're calling for Gaylord. I don't know if you heard. Well, last year Gaylord got a really bad ice storm. Lasted about 16 hours or so. Trees down, power lines down. I mean, it was a mess. They declared a state of emergency, and they're actually talking that might happen again before spring hits. My area didn't get it. We were a little farther south than Gaylord. But that line just went right through Antrim County, Gaylord, and it was bad. They were out of power. Everybody in Gaylord was without power for like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. So, and them ice storms, they pop them trees. They just snap them trees like they're nothing. One day I was driving into Gaylord took some of the back. I took one of the back roads because one of the main roads was still closed from all the trees down, and I just looked right off over into a field of trees there, a forest of trees, and just saw one fall. Probably been about maybe 2.5 foot round, probably about 35 feet tall. The dang thing, just too much weight, it just popped and fell over. And what really stinks is we just got rid of a lot of freaking snow here. My roof was uncovered, my driveway was clear. I had 25.5 feet, or yeah, 25 feet of track shown and ready to go. And now Mother Nature dumps this on us. It's almost like I want to take out one of those white gloves and slap Mother Nature and say, I challenge you to a duel. She'd whip my butt. Oh yeah, definitely. Well, this year, this past fall, I had a tree fall right behind my garage, 6 feet from the track. And I didn't even know it fell or nothing until I come out one day and looked back behind the garage and it was down. I'm like, oh my gosh, it could have went towards the track, but something made it go the other way. And I'm like, oh. I'm gonna when I do a live stream, I'm gonna show the tree and show how, where it's at and everything. And I know, yeah, I do. I'm like, come on, it's over with. We all need the sunshine and the vitamin D and all that. We need the warmer temperatures. Stop teasing us and giving us a week full of 55, 60 degree weather and then turn around and go right back into single digits, negative temps. It's like, I'm tired of the foreplay here. Let's go. Let's just get to it, It's like, just, let's get it over with. But yeah, that's kind of how I feel about that situation right now. Right? Yep, that's all I gotta say. And of course, I can't wait for football season. I'm a football guy, so I used to play some, basically in and out of school. I played with some church guys, and then I played for 8th grade, 9th grade. I was a linebacker. Oh, yes, I'm a college fan, of course. I live here in Michigan. It's either going to be Michigan Wolverines or their little brother, so I choose Michigan Wolverines. So, yep, they've been my team since I can remember. Still so happy that they won the championship in 23. So happy. Still ticked off that Jim Harbaugh left, but whatever. I'm actually glad they got rid of Sharon Moore. I couldn't stand him. I could not stand the coach. I can't stand him. Michigan needs to get a coach in there that can do the dang job and do it right like Jim Harbaugh did, but better. We need another Bo Schembech. We'll never get. I don't think we'll ever get it, but we need another boat. Michigan needs to go back to that hard-nosed offensive defense. They need to go back to the big men. They need to go back to the big, fast running backs and halfbacks. Oh, yeah, definitely it hurt the program. Oh, yeah, Michigan lost a lot of commitments because of it. Yep. Yeah, Lloyd Carr was really good, too. You know, Mueller was good. Mueller was good if he would have had more time, but that's scandal or whatever the hell he went through. But yeah, Michigan needs to, they need to stay away from the spread offense because that's not Michigan. It's not the Big Ten. I understand the Big Ten has changed, but in my mind, it hasn't changed because I still think of the original Big Ten. I'm tired of this new crap that they got for all this. I'm tired of it. They're making it worse, in my opinion, by letting any college go anywhere they want instead of staying within their I can't think. Sorry, I'm just, yeah, my mind's running too fast. But stay in like their own, the Big Ten, SEC, the Elite Eight, the Pac-12, or the Pac-10, Pac-12, the MAC, the WAC, the East Coast, the West Coast. So, if they're doing all this, all this new stuff, whatnot, you know what I want to see more of? I want to see more of teams like Florida, Florida State, Texas, UCLA, and all them. I want to see them play in the north. In the north. Play in the cold temperatures and a November day. I want to see that. You don't see that much because, yeah, you don't. Right? Yep. Which I think is wrong. I think you need to finish high school before you even, okay, maybe your last year, your last season, whatever. Yeah, okay, you start doing your college thing. But, why go halfway through? Okay, yeah, you might be good then, but you need more practice. That's the one thing I don't understand is okay, yeah, they see them for the 1 year, they're really good, but then the next year they're crap. I mean, Michigan has had quite a few examples at quarterback of that. I'm not going to name any names, but oh, they can transfer high school. Okay, I apologize. I thought you were talking about they can transfer out of high school into college halfway through. I'm sorry, I apologize. Okay, yeah, okay. I apologize, my bad. But yeah, no, it's not. I seriously, I don't see Michigan getting any better for the next 3 to 5 years. Because I seriously think Michigan's going to go through another coach or two within that time. That's my opinion. But yeah, I guess we could debate that. You're talking about like the Big Ten, the SEC, talking about those leagues, right? Those ones. Hello, Derry. Welcome to the live stream tonight. Hello, Patricia. Welcome to the live stream tonight. How's everybody doing? We're just talking Michigan football. Well, we're talking college football. And, running trains. Oh, glad to hear it. Well, see, the one thing, the one thing that I'm hearing a lot more of is that the NCAA is going to be allowing the pain. No, no. If you're still in school, you don't get paid. In my opinion, you're in school to learn. Yes, you have your academic, your sports academics and stuff like that. But I don't think a college player should be getting paid for anything because they're not at that point in their life and career yet. That's just my opinion. But I know Michigan did it with, I mean, I can't say for sure because they never deny it, but they were just allegations. Michigan had allegations before on paying players. Whether it was true or not, I don't know, but I don't. I condemn it. I don't condone it. I think that anybody in school should not get paid until they get out of school. That's just my opinion. It seems like common sense to me, But yeah, it's. The NCAA is kicking itself in its own ass with some of these things, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm glad they made a playoff system. Finally, after all these years, they've needed a playoff system. That's awesome. But letting all these other colleges, I mean, in the Big Ten, we got 2 California teams in the Big Ten. It's like, really? The Big Ten was the Midwest. I mean, then we got Oregon. I mean, it's like Texas. I just don't understand it. It's like the world's gone mad when it comes to NCAA football. No, I don't either. I think the conferences should have stayed what they were. Or do what Notre Dame did. They went independent. Granted, nobody likes that. Notre Dame thinks they're all that in a bag of chips, and they're not. But, I mean, but even for, Notre Dame to go independent, in my opinion, that causes problems. Because what if more teams start going independent, then rather be in a conference? That, oh my God, then your conferences grow because each independent is their own conference. And then it's like, next thing you know, we're going to have 125 different conferences, and we're going to have a playoff series that's a 26-team playoff series instead of a 12. I mean, yes, they do. The NCAA, they need to do something with Notre Dame and put them where they need to be. In my opinion, they need to be put in their own spot. That's, again, my opinion. But so yeah, I mean, I love football for what football actually is, what the sport actually is. I love it for the hard-hitting, fast-paced action that the game is. From a player's point of view, I used to play a lot of backyard football. No pads, no helmets, no nothing. It was just, I was in shorts, t-shirt, or I was in pants and a t-shirt. And in the snow, we wore snow pants and stuff. I mean, but Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, anybody that grew up in our era, you know, would understand this. You know, playing the backyard football and everything, because we didn't have the computers and technology that we have today. We were always outside doing stuff. We were never in the house. Plus, our parents wouldn't let us in the house because our moms were always so strict about it. We could come in for lunch, we could come in for dinner, and then we had to come in when the lights turned on outside. But we were outside. Yeah, oh yeah, and tackle. Yeah, it was tackle football. It was not flag. I think I only played a game of flag football once in my life, and I hated it because I always tackled the guys, you know, and I always loved playing football with guys bigger than me because by the end of the game I was tackling him. You know, it took me a few tries, but I would tackle him. So like when my brother and I used to play, we used to just toss the ball back to each other, you know, to and from each other. And then like I throw it to him and he'd have to run into my end zone and I'd have to run into his. And I mean, he was fast and quick, but if I caught him, I had fractured his arm a couple times. I fractured his arm once and then I fractured his wrist once playing football. And then I fractured my tailbone once. I got shoved when I was playing. I got shoved into a guy who was already on the ground, and my rear had hit his helmet, and then some guy landed on top of me. It fractured my tailbone. So, all right, guys. I will be right back. I gotta go take care of something real quick. I gotta go put Mr. J to bed. I'll be back up in about 10 minutes. Matt, would you do the honors, please? Okay, I'm back. I'm gonna go ahead and put the camera down at the other end, get a little closer to the action. But this is what that side's starting to look like now. Alright, down we go. I am going to get me a new oil pump there that no longer works. What quit working? Oh, hey, Mr. Thompson. It's crappy. Got right now we got high winds, gusts up to 45. We got snow blowing everywhere. I already had to get out there today and take care of about 8 inches of heavy wet snow today while it was snowing. So right now we're in a winter weather advisory till next week. We're supposed to get upwards between 4 and 5 feet by next week. How are you doing, bud? Oh, glad to hear that. Oh, wow. That's some nice warm weather. Right. Oh, yeah, that's definitely beautiful. Doing well, thank you. Mr. J didn't have school today because of the weather. And the other two had work, and I didn't do much today. I just cleaned house a little bit, did dishes, laundry, stuff like that. Oh yeah. Get underneath them covers and stay warm. Oh yeah, you don't want to get back out. I'm at. You're silly, man. You're silly. Welcome everybody that just joined on an no gauge train today. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, check out my other videos. I even have backyard railroad videos on there. I'm building up my own. Seven and a half gauge, not G gauge. Exactly. Don't be shy. Say hi. One of the mottos here on JK&M Railroad. I like to talk to the viewers, subscribers. Got some good conversations going most of the time. And some of the time it's just watching trains. That's it. There's no judgment here. There's no judgment at the JK&M Railroad. Oh, well, okay, I can't say that because, you know, that'd be lying, but there is one thing, but I'm not going to say it. Yeah. Well, I just, I know there's only 2 viewers right now, but I don't, well, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I might get somebody mad, but the only way I'll judge you is if you're an Ohio State fan. That team from Ohio. I don't know why I said that, but the team from Ohio. Yeah, that team. I don't care about Little Brother anymore. Michigan State, I don't care about them. We've beaten them so many times. But that team from Ohio is still giving us a problem, so. Always been the biggest rivalry in my opinion. Not the in-state rivalry, but yeah. I mean, all right, Donald, you have a good night too, buddy. Be safe. Stay cool out there. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it, man. Always a pleasure talking to you. Ohio Bob. Toledo Rockets? Oh wow. Now right now the gas here is $3.64 a gallon. It's getting expensive. Getting expensive. I was talking to Mr. Steve today, and in Chicago it's $4.01 a gallon. So it's getting crazy out there. The gas price is just getting stupid. Damn. Oh, crap. Ouch. Woo. That's freaking crazy. $175. Oh my God, that's crazy. I remember when gas was, less than $1. We're right around $1 a gallon. Oh my God. Oh man. I felt my wallet cringe. No, not bad. 305, that's good. Dang. Crazy to see how freaking much. That's dumb. Shoot, I'd be happy at $2 a gallon again. That it could be me. You know, I don't know. You know, something could be slow on my end because of the storm and everything. That, and I noticed you know, a couple videos I watched today, YouTube's kind of been lagging, so I don't know, there could be something going on with that, new update or something. Ah, gotcha. I hate when that happens. That, you know, when the Schwartz gets twisted. I watched that movie the other day again. I don't know what made me reference it. I just started thinking about it. Oh, God. Crazy things you'll hear on this channel. Spaceballs. I can't wait till number 2 comes out. And they brought the whole cast back that was still alive. I can't wait to see Rick Moranis again on the big screen. I've been such a big fan of his for a long time. You know, I really admire the guy. You know, and of course, I can't wait to see the new John Wick movies and stuff. You know, I'm a big Keanu Reeves fan as well. Mr. J loves Keanu Reeves. Looks like his favorite, him and Danny Trejo are like his 2 biggest celebrities. I say hi. I'm mad. Hope everybody's enjoying the content, the video. I know you couldn't. I was waiting for it. Oh, sometimes I think my voice scares off new viewers. I don't know. Yeah, it slows down. It actually slows down back here because there's actually a little bit of a rise back there. It actually comes up like 1/4 of an inch a little bit. So yeah, I gotta figure that out. I've been letting it go. I should have actually dealt with it when I had everything apart. But I just kind of let it go. But I'm going to be redoing this end a little bit. I might be pulling it in closer to each other. The outer line, the outer line's going to come in closer to the inner line right here. So I'm going to bring this in about halfway, and there's still going to be enough room in between here for the trains to pass. It's just going to be a little bit closer because I have a small little 4-inch section, maybe 3 inches section over there I want to take out. I need to take that out. So take that out, bring this, over here, and then what I'll do is I'll just cut one of these. Well, I'll pull one out and then cut it, figure out where it's got to go. But I'm hoping, and then bring this up a little bit, and then hope that'll actually take care of the situation. So I'm hoping. Sometimes it's actually hard to notice when the train's going a little bit faster than it is now. But the reason I have it is, yeah, it slowed down right there. But yeah, because I usually run it a little bit faster. That's why I usually run the outer line a little bit faster than the inner. Because if it goes a little bit faster, you don't notice it. It doesn't even stop. So it's just that little bit of an incline that's kind of killing it. So I even have power run back here, so I know it's not that problem. So it's just a little bit of an incline that's there. Kind of goes on a slope, slopes down this way, because when I screwed this table down to the wall, it wasn't totally level. I was the only one trying to Yes, a little bit, especially with the weight that it's carrying now. Um, you don't really notice it like when the steam locomotive's carrying 4 cars. You don't notice it because the weight's not there. You notice it more when like the Dash 9 when it's hauling 15, 16 cars. Um, it yeah, it tends to make it harder on the motors and the traction wheels themselves. They can burn out. So I'm trying to find somebody that can work on locomotives, my locomotive, so I can send them to them and they can fix them for me. I'm just trying to find the right one. Yeah, right. More free. Yeah. Oh yeah. Right. Yeah. Heck yeah. Yeah, get it to where it's going. You know, they say trains have a one-track mind. You know, you know, there's some quality stuff being hauled on this, you know, on this railroad. So. That was good, Matt. That was good. Let me ask you a question, Matt. You ever seen light up drumsticks before? It was set. I love these things. They're a little heavy, but I love playing with these things. I just wish I could have got the multicolor like Nick Mason has from Pink Floyd. Oh my gosh, his is awesome. Yeah, I just thought it was pretty interesting. Still another one of my hobbies that I sit behind the old kit, well, the electric kit there, and oh yeah, they make different types of light up drumsticks. Some you can use, some you can't. Some are just for show. But yeah, they do that. They even have drum kits that light up now. You can just put there's a new lighting system that gets hooked up every time you hit that drum, the head lights up. I know they have it for electrical drum sets, and I know they have it for regular drum sets now. Regular kits. I want to get me a Tama Superstar set, 7-piece mahogany burst. Oh gosh. I still like playing drums though. It helps keep me in shape in the winter, for one, because I do get my exercise in. Because I use double bass pedal, so. Well, yeah. Maybe one live stream I'll show you guys that room. Right now it's just filthy. I just got a chair in there with my drum set and everything, and a heater. I got stuff from Christmas in there too, so. Definitely a lot better than playing the oldies, because I was playing the oldies. my favorite song that I love playing, can't stop playing it, is "Man in the Box" by Alice in Chains. Great freaking song. Great freaking song. some reason, when it starts pointing downward, it goes out of focus. So I guess this thing is kind of together. So probably get it straight. Yeah, Man in Box is an awesome song. My opinion. Metallica's fun to play too. One, probably my favorite song to play by them. Enter Sandman gets old. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Welcome Home Sanitarium is awesome. Great song. I used to play a lot of Metallica in my band days. Oh yeah, Copperhead Road is a good one. I never played that one. That's a good song though. Oh, that's sweet. The real Copperhead Road? That's freaking awesome, dude. Oh, that is freaking sweet. I know I'd probably, if I did that, I'd listen to the song a couple times. It's like Main Street. Every time I go down to Ann Arbor and I drive on Main Street, I got to put on Main Street by Bob Seger. I don't know why, I just have to. You know, every time I go by certain places, I got to put on a certain song. I don't know. The song clicks in, it's like, I gotta hear it. Gotta hear it. Right. Oh, very good one. Very good one. I personally have not heard the song in a while, but I do know what you're talking about. And I kind of got it going through my head a little bit, trying to remember some of the lyrics. You know, sometimes I wish I could just pull out my record player and... Sorry, my Thomas is broken. It fell off the track the other day when I was running it. I left a pencil on the track on accident, and it fell and it broke. So unfortunately, Thomas will not be on running any longer until I get it fixed. Thomas is out of service. I'm sorry. I'd love to, but I don't know what albums I could play or anything because I don't know which ones are prohibited or not. I don't know how to look that stuff up. I don't know if it would be in the YouTube rules or whatever, but yeah, definitely. There'd be sometimes, like I was listening to Pink Floyd Delicate Sound of Thunder live the other day, and to me that would be a perfect one to listen to on live. I don't know. I haven't even looked into it because I heard it's a pain. It's a process, so I don't know. I think I'm gonna start looking it up, see what I can do. Because I remember I did one live stream and I played Heart. Oh shoot. I think it was Steamboat Annie. And I had that Heart album on and it was playing during the live stream. Well, I went to go back and watch the live stream and it cut that whole album. All the noise, everything, except the video, you can still see the video, but no noise during that whole album time. So, I mean, if anybody knows how I can do that and put music on my channel without YouTube flagging it or copyright infringements or anything like that, just let me know, please. I would definitely appreciate that, because I would definitely like to actually take some of my records that I have and play them during live stream. Let you guys pick out which albums you want to listen to during the live stream. I think that'd be really cool. I got a nice big speaker I could hook up to my record player, because my record player does not have a very big speaker system. So it's got the little built-in speakers. Yeah. See, I don't like things low. I like my music loud. It wouldn't be I don't think it'd be any louder than the trains, but maybe equal or somewhere around there, or maybe even close to the camera a little bit more, but no, I mean, when I'm by myself, I gotta have it loud. I don't know, I gotta have it loud. Like concert loud. That's how I need it. And I don't think YouTube would like that, or any of you viewers would like that. Well, you guys can control the volume on your end, so. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing that. Because I'd actually like to start playing music while I'm out on the backyard road too, because that's what I do, is I listen to music while I work. It makes me more productive that way. So, doing a live stream, having some music on, and even talking and whatnot, even just to have it on the background, so when nobody's talking or nothing's going on, it's there. You can listen to have something to listen to. Right. Well, yeah, especially like during Christmas because I have the Charlie Brown Christmas album on vinyl. But I have a lot of good albums. I know people would like. I mean, I even have some Hank Williams Sr. I have Johnny Cash. I have Neil Diamond, Chicago, AC/DC, Metallica, Megadeth, Five Finger Death Punch, Nonpoint, Pink Floyd, Rush. I mean, Elton John, yes, Sting, The Police. I got so many. That's where I got most of mine was after my dad passed. I got his collection. Yeah, oh gosh, some of the albums he has. Of course, they always get the good ones because they get them when they come out. I still have a lot of the original albums that my dad bought when when they first came out. That is cool. Those are always something to hold on to. Kennedy, yep. I got Alan Parsons. I got Buddy Rich. Aerosmith, Van Halen, with David Lee Roth. I've been meaning to get 5150 on vinyl. Oh, You Ain't One Too, that's another good album. I have The Firm, one of, oh crap, what's his name? Lead singer of Bad Company, Paul Rogers. One of his project bands that he did. Great album. Great freaking album. Oh, nice. I got a few Elvis. The wife loves Elvis. She is a major Elvis fan. That's cool. That is really cool. Are they 45s or 72s or? I still have some of my dad's original 45s. I gotta put this down at the other end because the battery's getting low, and I still want to stay on for a little while longer. So, but this is kind of what the layout looks like without the Game of Thrones there. It looks kind of bare, really bare. Nice, that's cool. So yeah, this is what it looks like now. Got the Tide here. Game of Thrones, the brewery, all those are still here. Put this over here. Put the camera. Yeah, right. I told myself, I said, I don't care if I got to go back to the wood look, the wood table look. I said, I'm not. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'll be right back. I gotta grab the charger. plug her in there. Just a little bit there. There we go. That theater is still my favorite building on this whole layout. I love the marquee, how it like changes different colors. That is so freaking awesome. I was going through the Menard's catalog the other day, and I come to find out that I have about 5 buildings now that they no longer sell, they discontinued. Yep. This one right here, they no longer sell. The Switch Tower, that one, they don't sell that version anymore. The electric company, the motorcycle company, and the hobby shop, they don't sell anymore. They still have the bowling alley, and the theater, and all the other ones. Actually, I think they got rid of the FedEx too. I think they only have Schneider now. No. Well, I think that's why they're trying to get rid of the Gamer of Thrones ones and the Tide ones, because right now those are cheap. The Gamer of Thrones is down to, from I think 99, it's down to like $50, and then the Tide building is at 45 right now. And I know they're trying to get rid of those two. I think they have 2 more that they want to bring in, but they got to get rid of that stock or something. I don't know how it works, but But with them actually getting rid of a couple buildings at once, kind of tells me that they're bringing in a few more buildings here pretty soon. So, and, you know, I get their notifications when they sell new things. Well, Menards in general, and for O-Gauge. So every time something new comes up, I get an email about it. And if it's good enough, I jump on it. If the deal's good enough, if it can fit my layout and everything, yeah, I'm just gonna jump on it. I mean, that Tide building, Gamer of Thrones building, when they went on clearance, that was awesome. You know, some of these buildings, my most expensive building right now that I have is actually the, I think it's the power plant. That one was like $109. And there's a couple of them that were also around 90 to 100 as well. And then they got rid of the Chicago Northwestern train set and the Santa Fe train set. So all they have is the Utah, or the Tulsa tanker set, the Sioux Line set, and the Dino set. So which tells me I think they got another set or two coming out of that as well. So I'm definitely gonna keep my eyes and ears peeled. I think the next set of locomotives I'm looking to get through there is the Rock Island set. It's a pair. It's a dummy locomotive with a powered. So I've never had anything Rock Island. I like the colors. I think it's a cool setup. So I think I'm going to go for that set. That'll be my next, one of my two next locomotives. I think another one I'm probably going to look on eBay, and I either want a chassis system or get me a DT&I GP40 or -9 or something other than the 8111 switcher. I find those all the time. They're like 80 bucks. I mean, they're not bad locomotives, but they're everywhere. You don't, you know, and I'm looking for that good, you know, type looking, good looking locomotive of DT&I. I've already got 3 Sioux Lines. I do want to get a Sioux Line steam locomotive. And then I want to get me another TP&W. Maybe get me a Union Pacific, Santa Fe. I don't know yet. But I know I'd like to stay, you know, within the Midwest here. Probably, you know, Amtrak. I do want to get an Amtrak one. I would love to get an Amtrak set with a locomotive and cars. That would just be so freaking awesome. Oh, on another channel or something? Oh, okay. Well, I know they have the big boy in HO and O scale. I don't know if they have it in N or G gauge or anything like that. I know I've seen quite in O scale though, quite a few of them in O scale. Okay. No problem. Right. Oh yeah. The older look, yeah. Well, that's why I like the 75th anniversary Lionel, and then the uh, Erie Lackawanna. You know, I like the Dash 9s. I always like the GT40s, the RS3s. Right. Yeah, that one's got a good horn on it. That Ringling Brothers RS3, that one's a nice locomotive. It's only a single drive, but it's a good workhorse. I'll tell you that right now. This freight that I have on it right now is actually pretty heavy. The crushed pineapples, the tanker, and the two animated cars. Oh, the depressed flat car. That one's really heavy. So that one can really pull something, but not as much as this Dash 9 right here. Right? Yeah, yeah. It gives off that electrical whining vibe, you know, of like an electrical type train. Yeah. Oh yeah. I agree with you 100% on that. Yeah, yeah, exactly. No, I know what you mean. Right. Oh, it is. It is. Definitely agree with you on that. I'm so upset about my shoe line that I got from Menards. That one it's got to do something with the traction. For some reason it's not getting any traction anymore. And I don't know why. Still has the traction, you know, wheels on and stuff. All track's been cleaned of all grease and stuff, and I don't know. I'm thinking about just buying another Sioux Line locomotive set because they lowered them to $177 now instead of the $250 or $260 they were. And that's cheaper than the Rock Island locomotive set I want to buy. That's $225. I don't know. I mean, I was running it yesterday, and it stopped back here by the American Materials building, and it just was running. And I come over to see what was going on, and it's just spinning its tires. Like it's not even. It's like the weight has gone from the locomotive. So I'm wondering if something happened to the trucks where they might have gotten pushed up more or something, and it's just not grabbing like it should. Right now, I just keep trying to look at an outside source instead of opening it up, because I still want to believe that it's an outside source, but I think I'm just going to have to get over that. So, I don't know, but I'll get some more locomotives. I will. I'll definitely have a couple more. I'm hoping to have, like I said, 2 at the minimum. 2 new locomotives by next winter. So that when I do live streams, I have more locomotives. The layout's going to be built up more. I should have the trolley and handcart line. I should have those done, or that line done. I should have that line done by winter as well. So fingers crossed. Like I said, the trolley, it's going to be a loop. It's going to go all the way down there, and it's going to come all the way back. It's just going to be one big consecutive loop. And that's the line I'm going to use for the trolley and the handcart. Yeah, they do. The trucks themselves actually have, it's like a pin, and then they got a pin, and then it's got like a clip at the bottom of it. Excuse me, it's a ring clip, and it holds it between the body and the track. You know, if that pin gets bent or something like that, it could throw off the connection to the track for the traction tires and for the center positive line that goes underneath the locomotive. So yeah, it does. They have some movement in there. I'll grab it. I'll play it. Yeah, see, it can go up and down a little bit. See? It can go up and down a little bit, so, and then when the weight's pushed down, it should be, if the track even bends a little bit, it should be able to adjust. You see what I'm, yeah, exactly. It should just be able to adjust to the track. My track's not on level. I mean, I run all these other locomotives on it, it's fine. So, like I said, I don't know, it's still mind-boggling. It's just, because like I said, it still has the traction, the rubber for the traction on there. The black there, that's rubber. And that's still good. That's not ripped or torn or thinned out or nothing. You know, the center rollers look good. They're not too dirty. You know, these are the tires. This is just from the grease and the oil and stuff on the track. So, like I said, I don't know. It's a great locomotive. I definitely need to get me a O-gauge workstation where I can set the locomotive up on this little stand and turn the power on. It stays there. It'll just, you know, spin in place. So that way I can see what's going on. Yeah, yeah, it is. Like I said, I love that locomotive though. I love the look of it. The weight of it is nice. It's nice and heavy like the Pennsylvania Railroad, and it can pull. When I had that thing on here, it was pulling like crazy. It has seriously about, if not around the same, yeah, about the same amount of power as that Dash 9. It can haul some cars. It can haul freight. Now it can barely get itself around the dang track. And like I said, it just happens at spontaneous times. It doesn't happen on just a certain section of the track. So, you know, it could spin out on one section at one point and then be fine the next when it goes through that same section. So I know it's not the track. I know it's the locomotive itself. I don't know. Yeah. Just upsets me that it's this brand. It's been, what, I got it in October. So, 6 months, and it's broke. Well, it's faulty. Not broke, it's faulty. No, I don't think it's too heavy. I mean, it's factory. I haven't added any weight or anything. And like I said, it ran fine for the first 5 months. It's now starting to act up, and I don't know why. just so I say that I tried everything, I found the replacement traction wheels, spare traction wheels, or rubber. So I'm going to put these on the Locomotive tomorrow, and I'm going to test it and see what happens. If it's just this, then I'm good. Then I know that I just wore them down real quick. Then that means Menards has a problem because the rubber they're using wears down fast. So, but I'm going to try to put these on tomorrow, test out the Locomotive, and we'll see what happens. I'm hoping it could just be this. You know what I mean? So, here's to that. I don't know. We'll find out. I mean, I'm not gonna call it junk. Maybe I could have just gotten a bad one from the factory. Who knows? If I have to, I'll start going out and buying the really good replacement traction. I'll go out and buy the ones for lying out, because they're actually the ones for the Dash 9 are the same size as the one for the Sioux line. So. But I have yet to get replacements for that one and for the Sioux line, the other ones and whatnot. I need to stock up on some of my maintenance parts, which are the tractions. I need to get a couple couplers, maybe I need to get a new drive, set of drive trucks for my Sioux line, my other Sioux line, because I broke a gear. And it can't go back on, so I need to get that. I need to start looking up parts and whatnot that I need. Right, yeah. Yeah, just one small little gasket could crumble the world, could crumble your project. So that's what I'm going to do, is I'll replace those and go from there. So I figured that way I know I tried everything on the outside. If I have to, like I said, I'll pop the body, check on the inside. I still haven't heard back from Menard. I think I'm going to send them another email about it. I'm not looking for a refund or anything. I'm just looking to see if there's a fix for it. Yep. I've tried on both, and it's done the same thing on both sets. Well, I was just looking at that, and they actually look like they're grooved. Looks like they've already got a groove in them, and that's actually not good, because it will lose traction, because the rubber's not thick enough. It's not where it should be. I understand they wear down, but if they wear down this fast, then yeah, they're no good. I'll have to go get the better ones. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna try those. If not, I'll pop the top and run it with the top off and see what happens. There's still a couple more things I can do to it. But yeah, I was just thinking about that while I was standing here. So I went over to the box that came in. And yeah, lo and behold, there's those spare traction tires. So, woohoo. Those are definitely a big part. That was good. That was good. But maybe, like I said, maybe it could be because those grooves that are in there or something. So, you know, I'll just put those new rubbers on and try it out. Rubber traction tires for the Locomotive. I'm being specific here. I want to show you something real quick. The traction tires on these GP40s, I don't know if you can tell with the light and everything. How I'm holding it, whatever. Maybe you can tell better there. But it's flat. This is the sew line that's broke. As you can tell, I'm moving it with... It's not supposed to move because that's a motor truck. Anyway. But that's flat, okay? It's nice and flat. When I run my finger over it, I can actually feel the edge of the wheel itself, the rim. Now, when I looked at this sew line from Menards, let me see if I can get a good view of it here. Okay. I don't know if you can tell. Let me see if I can get a better light on it. Okay. But they're actually sunken in. It's actually like it's been wearing off. They've been grooved out, which they're not supposed to be grooved out. That to me is not a good sign of a rubber traction tire, because that means it's probably going to need to be replaced, and I'm thinking that could be the problem, the way it's acting, and the way now that I'm looking at these, you know, at these ones, because I just noticed the difference tonight. I'm not going to say I knew this for a while. I just noticed the difference tonight, you know, within the last few minutes. So this is all brand new, shocking stuff. Anyways. But yeah, I'm looking at this sew line now, and in the light and stuff, and all of these, 1, 2, 3, I have 3 of them that are like indented, like curved in. So, and then the other sew line that I just showed you, the one that's broke, those were all flat. Those had no, you know, curves in them, no markings of the track or nothing. It didn't look like the rubber kind of, you know, melted inward. And that's what it looks like on this sew line. But it looks like 3 of them are like that. But this 4th one on the back, maybe you can see it there. But this one is actually nice and flat, whereas this one actually has a curve to it. So that one has a curve to it. You can see the flange on the inside. This one is just flat. There's no flange to the inside or nothing. So I'm thinking they could have just worn down. I have been pulling a lot of heavy stuff with it. See, I don't know, because I haven't had to replace any of them. I mean, I had to replace my steam locomotives, which already had replacements with them, but those were used sets. So I don't know how long they were running, but I ran those for about a year before I had to replace the traction tires. This is the first one that I would have to do in less than a year. So the Pennsylvania Railroad, I've had that one since 2021, 2022, I think. And it's been running, well, nonstop. So I'm thinking it could just be a the crappy rubber traction tires. Because in my opinion, they do not look like the good ones, like from Lion Up. So let's say I put these ones on, it works well, then I know what the problem is. So then I'll have to go out and get the correct size through Lion Up and stock up. Yeah, oh yeah. Well, I'm gonna try these ones first and see if that's the problem, since I have them. And if, like I said, if that is, then I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna stock up on the traction wheels for basically all my locomotives. Every single locomotive I have, I'm gonna go out and stock up on the traction wheels for them. Because without those, trains won't run. They're not like regular ones where they don't need them, where it's steel against steel, they just fold. Yep. Yep, exactly. Well, the camera's charged, so I'm going to go ahead and get you guys a different view. I'll bring it back down this way where the tide building is. There you go, get that view. Right? Oh man. Oh, you're killing me, Smalls. Oh, you're killing me. Oh, crazy, man. Just crazy. Oh, same here. Thank you. I appreciate it. You know, it felt good to laugh and smile and, just have a good chat. I appreciate it, man. I really do. And running trains. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Same here. Still a little blurry over there, but I think that's because of the dairy or the ice cream parlor. Alright. I'm happy to share anything, knowledge. And when I learn, hey, I'm glad I was learning while being on live here. So it just, if anybody else is watching or watches later on, if they have the same problem, they could say, hey, I could try that too. Or if they've already tried it, they can jump on there and say, hey, do it, whatever. So no, 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 they don't. Most of them are one-time use. All depends on how much wear and tear you put on them. Yeah, exactly. No, that's funny. Oh, you're killing me, man. You're killing me. Oh. Oh, you are crazy. Oh, let's see. Good. You know, this is one thing I don't understand. How do they expect me to read that all the time? You know, I mean, look at that. That is some small freaking writing. I mean, look at that. That's just some freaking, look at this. I mean, come on, I have glasses. I'm nearsighted, but dang, this is crazy. Wow. I think my eyes are going to go cross-eyed just looking at that for a few minutes. Yeah, exactly. Remove your side frames from the truck and then keep using the side frames to give you better access to the wheel. Remove the ones that the fall section of the thing from the wheel and the tires. Yeah, so this is supposed to be flat and flush. So yeah, I'm thinking that okay, it could be because of the opti grab. Opti grab? I've never heard of that. jerk. Oh, with Steve Martin. Oh God, it's been a long time since I've seen that movie. I've seen it, but I don't remember any of it. Oh, yeah, I remember the gas station scene. Where the guy's shooting at him and the oil containers, he hits the oil containers. Yeah. Yep. I had to think about it for a second. All right, bud. Good night. Thank you for staying on and chatting. Appreciate it. Had a good time. As always. Hope you have a wonderful day tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be going live or not, but we'll see. Oh, I did too. I had a blast, man. It really did. Great conversation. You're awesome, man. You have a good night. Sleep well. Thank you. Yes, you too. You stay safe. Oh, I appreciate it. Definitely, definitely. I have a great time too. So awesome. Oh, yeah. I think I'm going to be cutting in here in about 10 minutes probably. It's almost midnight. Oh, thank you, Kevin Newcomb. Welcome to the live stream at JK&M Railroad. This is O gauge. I got 2 lines running.